Hi, my name is Mike Theiss, and I teach my face-to-face classes at the University of Wisconsin Marathon campus. I also teach for the University of Wisconsin online campus. I will be working with you in an application called Microsoft Excel. Hi, I have some raw data here in a little worksheet. And my goal with this raw data is to format it using a number of different formatting tools. So especially if this is brand new software to you, you have an idea of some of the tools that are out here. I have a worksheet where I have already formatted the data. Okay, I've got a header up at the top. I've got on the worksheet merged and centered some descriptive texting. I've got a box around the entire multiple sets of data. I have some borders that I've used within each fall and spring definition to make things well organized. And then I used a little fill in the background. That's what my finished goal would be. Okay, so it'll look pretty much like this. I'm going to go back to my raw data. And I'm starting here on purpose. Okay, I look at this and I say, I know I need to insert a column and a blank row. I'm going to start with the column. I take my cursor up to the appropriate column, knowing that when I go down here and click my right mouse button, if I click on insert, it will insert another column to the left of the column I had selected. I'm going to do the same thing with the rows. Okay, I want to have a break between the fall 2 and the spring 2 and the up above data. Select the whole row by clicking out here on the row indicator. Do a right mouse click, tell it insert, and I have inserted a whole row. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to select all the data. Okay, and this is pretty much what it looks like. I'm going to zoom down there a little bit so we can see the whole collection of data. And now I'm going to take advantage. I could go to the borders icon up here, and I could go for a thick box border, or I could go to the font grouping little box here for bringing up the dialog box. Go to the border tab, click a thick border, and say, computer, I want this to be an outline of what I have selected. Gives me a preview, and I tell it OK. I can deselect, and I can see that I have a border around the outside. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to go with my courses in one season here, and I want to have complete borders around everything. I could go up here and I could tell it all borders. Okay, that's one way I could do it. Or I can go here to my group dialog box button, go to the borders. I've got to find, let's see here, that I'm going to get a thin border, and I want to have, could do it this way with the top, okay, top, bottom, and the inside and the two sides. See my little preview box? That's one way that I could get these boxes out there. It's actually quicker. Let me take this and go over here and just go to this, tell it all borders, boom. How you do it isn't so much of a concern as that you're doing it. Now I want to show you a new tool. If I take and I highlight, well, let me back up a little bit. I want to do something to the seasons, the terms, okay? I want to take this and I want to put a bottom border on it, okay? And I'm going to select both fields and put a little light fill in there. There we go. Okay, what do I have here? That looks okay. Let me take, and I could go through each step for all of the other terms, but instead, let me go like this and select everything in here and use a tool called Format Painter. Click on it once with my left mouse button, and I go here and I reselect the area I want it applied to, and I click, boom. I have applied the formatting. Format Painter knew what was over here, and I put it in over here. Now, I just want to point out here that when you've got that outside border on ahead of time and you start messing with individual cells, we're going to end up having to redo that outside border. It's pretty quick. We're not going to be too worried about it. I'll show you how to do that in a minute or two. I reselected an area here, and I want to show you again, good old Format Painter, and I went down here and boom, I've got this one done. Okay, now I'm going to take and I'm going to just go from here to here and use good old Format Painter again. Okay, and I've got this area down here. This is a little longer, so I couldn't use Format Painter and apply it. Okay, but I can go in, reselect, and put the data in here that I need. Now I'm going to go back, select the whole table. Whoops, sorry about that. I got to reselect here. My mouse ran away with me. And I'm going to do the group, border, outline, nice and thick. Okay. There. I had to reconstruct that. I guess the lesson to be learned there is don't do the outside border till you got the inside done. Now we've got another set of information right up here, okay, that we really have to work with. I want this to be carried over all the way through column E. So I'm going to select everything that's in here. I have a special tool called Merge and Center. It's up here on the ribbon. My cursor is on it. I am clicking the left mouse button. It has taken the data. It has merged all the individual cells, A1 through E1, into one big cell. Notice the name is A1. Now I can take, and this is still selected here, I can take, and I want bigger text. So I can click on my button up here. Whoops, a little too big. Let me go down. I'm going to decrease. This is the increase text. This is the decrease. If I wanted to, I could have gone here to the font size and picked an appropriate font. Sometimes this tool works a little better. Everything looks good. I'm going to save my file. Okay, now what else do I have to have on here? I want to make sure I've got a couple of areas, and I'm looking at this cell and I'm saying that cell is cut off. Okay, if I look up in the formula box, I can see there's more text than is displayed. You can take cell by cell or by a number of cells. You can use the wrap text tool. I click on this. Now I'm going to widen. I had to widen my cell height, okay, and it made everything fit. If I don't like the way this looks, I can also take in the cell and widen. I go up between the column names, get right between with my resizing arrow, and I can try making it a little wider. There we go. Now I even got it fitting a little better. I could actually make this a little smaller. Okay. Resizing columns, okay, can get the data to show. Do I have any other ones that I want to take a look at? We did Format Painter. We've done some borders. We've done some fill. Okay. And I want to take, and I'm going to check once more with the sheet here. And I'm saying everything looks pretty good. So I'll just cancel out of this. I'm going to go to Insert, and I am going to do a header. Okay, at the top of the page, in the top margin, I can place a header. The course sequence. Okay, nothing fancy here. It's at the top. I'm going to take advantage of this, and I'm going back to my Home tab, get a little bigger. Okay, so we can read it good, make it bold. That's good. I'm going to take advantage of this and save the file. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at how this prints, just to get a feel for how it's going to look. And I went out, I clicked on the File tab, I went down to Print, and it's giving me a view here. I don't like that view. The data is all right, but the boss has told me that she wants the data centered vertically and horizontally on the page. So I am going to take, and I am going to just back out of here, okay? And I am going to tap my escape key. That's how I did that. And I'm going back to page layout. I'm going to margins. There might be other ways that you can do this. I'm going to custom margins, and I open up the page setup dialog box, the margins tab, and I'm going to click on horizontally and vertically, and I'm going to take a print preview of how this looks. Okay, looks a little different. That's what the boss wants. That's what the boss is going to get. I tap my escape key to get back here, and I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Save. Always save my stuff before I do anything. And now if I were going to print it, I would go ahead and do my printing. But we've got a header, we've got some descriptive information here, we've got our table, okay? All kinds of formatting that you can try.